first thing we want to talk about is what it means to build trust. And you can see it here. Step number one, educate to build trust. Well, obviously, you need some education on what to do to kind of get your business going here. Most of you here may not have had any experience in medical billing. If you've been on any of the other webinars that we have had in the past, even in the last few months, we've actually talked about why you don't really need to have a medical billing background to even get started here. And the reason is because if you think about it, what you're doing, you're actually starting a business that does medical billing. Okay, so it's not that you're just trying to create yourself a job. What you're really trying to do is to make sure that you build a business that does something, because that's how you're going to be able to grow. If you kind of keep it in mind of the difference between a farmer and a rancher. Okay. And the reason I talk about that is because if you think about it in just those terms, you'll understand what I mean. What does a farmer do? The farmer gets up every single morning. He or she goes, feeds the cows, collects the eggs, takes care of the garden, does all of that by themselves. A rancher has ranch hands and other people that do things. They're not the ones that are always doing all the cattle drives and everything else like that. But a rancher has people and that they do things. And that's what you want to think about the way that this business you want to build this business. It's not just, you may farm in the beginning, but you're going to want to move into that area of kind of being that rancher. So to educate, to build your trust. So the first thing that we're going to do here at American Business Systems is give you a one-on-one onboarding and training with a live individual. Obviously, when I mean live individual, this is not a recording. It's not like even today. Today's not a recording. Now it is being recorded. But right now, if you're here with me live on March the 3rd, 2024, this is live happening right now. So this is the same thing it will be for your onboarding and training, is that you're going to have an instructor that's going to be you're going to be able to communicate with and go back and forth with, and learning what it means to go through all of the different terminologies and what it means to go to build your business, to advertise your business, to kind of navigate on getting your first client. All of that's taken care of on a one-on-one session. Now, there are 10 of these that will take you a little bit over 90 minutes long. Now, today's not the day that I'm going to kind of go through each one of those 9 areas or those 10 areas. So you can go back and watch some of those on our previous webinar. But what I want you to understand is that you're going to walk away from that training with everything that you need. Secondly, you need to have support, and I say weekly support. There are times that every week or every other week, we're doing something for our current set of business owners. Sometimes they're recorded sometimes they're live webinars like what we're doing right now, to help folks kind of get whatever they're working with, and maybe even introducing some new services that we have. And those happen on these support calls or these support webinars actually happen later in the week. So like today, we do these calls with you who are looking to get into a business. We have these on Wednesdays, but more for our business owners. Those are more reserved towards the end of the week. Now, sometimes those happen every week. Sometimes they happen every other week. And so these are continued steps for your success. And these are things that ABS will secure and help you with your success. Now, this third one here, as you're thinking about building trust, and this is where you're going to find out that ABS here has some extra little things for you that you may not be able to get with other business opportunities out there. Now, this one, we have a doctor who is a retired physician. She's actually a retired surgeon. Her name is Dr. Vicki Rachner. She's written several books. The one that you're looking at right now is called The Myth of the Rich Doctor. That's one that you could, I tell you what, even today, if you'd like to, once you request the PDF copy of The Myth of the Rich Doctor from the person that invited you here to the webinar today, because I think you're going to get a lot out of that. But one of the things that we're going to help you with is that she will be able to help guide you to getting into the market. And so much so that you can see right next to that book, there's There's a letterhead with her name on it, and it looks like there's a signature on there. And what that is, that's actually an introduction letter that she can write on your behalf to some of your potential doctors that you want to market to. And then you can follow that up with some other things that I'm going to show you here in just one quick moment. But the fourth thing is that you're going to have a lifetime access to your private support portal. Now, now once you get misunderstand me on our support. Our support is 24 hours, 7 days a week through our licensee support site. But there are times through the week, Monday through Friday, I think it's from 9 to 5 every day, that you can actually get support from a phone call. We have the licensee support set up there because all the training modules that you will go through live, all of those have been recorded and they're on there. Plus all the news updates that are going on with American Business Systems, they're also on there. But then all of your marketing material, all of your tools, all of your resources, and I say resources, those are going to be like your contracts and agreements, your contracts that you're going to want to have with your doctors, the agreements that you may want to have with some employees. Those are all underneath the resource part of that tab there. But this is an area that you're going to want to go to very often because there's always new information. Plus, there's a feed that happens, and then there's even outside of that, there's a Facebook privatized group. Facebook for American Business Systems owners that are there with updates that would put you back over to the licensee support site. So there's a lot of things there. And then lastly, to help you build what you need to build, which is that part of learning how to build trust with people, you need to be a part of an association. And that's why I wanted to bring this out in this section here, is because MIRMA is this organization that you can point people to, and whenever I say people, doctors and their office managers to, and say, yes, I'm a part of an organization which is truly the largest independent network of medical billers in the United States. So MIRMA is this organization that will also, as I mentioned to you earlier, once you complete those 10 modules of training, you completed those satisfactorily, then you're going to get certified as a certified medical revenue manager. Now, we've been able to go through in just about a good portion of our time this afternoon on these top 5 things just under the first step of getting you prepped and ready to build trust, because without some education, you're never going to build trust with folks. So the certification that you're going to receive, along with all the other things that you're getting here, helps and positions you, as we'll see here, as step number 2. You're now the expert. And that's what we want to do. So if you think about the first step, people will always do business with people they know, like, and trust. And how do they build that trust? Is because they themselves have been educated enough and they know what they're talking about. So when you're out there talking about your business now, you're going to be talking about the business because you've learned about how the importance of it is to have an outsourced medical billing company to do the doctor's revenue cycle management. That's the important part of it. But how do we take just your education, your certification, and then there's some things that we can add to that will show you that you're the expert. And one of the ways that we do that is through this next step number 2, which is you are now going to provide a written book by Dr. Vicki Rackner and Patrick Phillips. But the difference here is, as you can see on this first 2 pages here, it might be a little hard to see it there, but if you kind of look really deeply into it, you'll see the foreword by a person that, and we've got just a name up there, Susan Smith, CMRM. Well, what does CMRM stand for? Well, CMRM stands for Certified Medical Revenue Manager. And there's a portion of what else you can see is the forward to the book. Yes, so what's going to happen here is once you become part of ABS, now you've gone through the training, we're going to give you an opportunity to take the template of our forward that we already have ready And you can either use what's already there or you can tweak it yourself. But what you're going to be able to do is put your name on the front cover of the book and on the inside cover of the book as the person who wrote the foreword to the book. I don't know if you're like me. You can't see it because I've got this kind of this green screen thing happening right now. But right behind me are three big bookshelves. I've got a big library. I've had some folks donate books to me. I've read a lot of those books. But one of the things I do like to read is the foreword to the book, because the foreword is a third party telling me, hey, this is what I think of the author and their material. Well, that's what you're able to do. And folks, if you get what this does, this sets you up as the expert, because not only will the doctor see your name on the front cover of the book, they're going to be able to, the other thing that you're going to be able to do is kind of help shortcut their education. And what I mean by that, one of the things you're going to learn in that training class is how to take your new books that you have written the forward to, and then you're going to be able to do what you can see here. You see those little yellow tabs on the right-hand side of that book there? What we're going to be able to do is go to certain areas of that book. We're going to tell you how to highlight some of those specific areas in the book and have those tabulated. Now, let me kind of give you a real life example, something I heard of one of our brand new business owners that I had the privilege of actually helping over the last month, and the feedback that we got from her new client. Now, what happened here is that this one of our ABS business owners was able to get this book in front of a doctor that they were trying to target and they were marketing to. And the wife of the doctor got a hold of this. She actually thought that the doctor bought the book for her, because guess who was doing the billing? It was the wife. The wife was actually doing the billing at the practice. But our ABS business owner did exactly what we're talking about there and had those little, she actually thought, the wife of the doctor actually thought the doctor put all of that there and highlighted all of those areas for her to read. Well, what was the great thing about it is whenever the ABS business owner was able to talk with the wife of the doctor and was able to share about the book, and she goes, "Oh, wow, you're the one that wrote the foreword to the book." Absolutely. I was the one that wrote the forward. And did it help whenever I had all those? She goes, "You did that? I thought my husband did all that for me." She goes, "Every spot that was there was exactly what we're going through." So so you can see that made the ABS business owner, who's fairly new at this, look like the expert. So that's what we're trying to do and helping you become. So let this story that I just shared with you, let this become your story of how we take you from not knowing anything to within 2 steps, you become the expert of what you're able and capable of doing here. And again, as I mentioned earlier, again, showing the kind of being this expert here, I kind of blown this up a little bit bigger, is again, having Dr. Vicki Rackner, who also is the author of the book, again, introduce you to the doctor. So let's say you're trying to market to several doctors. Well, how about Dr. Rackner writing a letter from her introducing you to this particular doctor? And you can see that she is part of the advisory board to this organization called MIRMA. So you can see how everything gets connected. And so these are the connections that we provide for you in helping you get to your first client. Then we have an entire team of specialists that can help you go through every step. Now, I'm going to go revert back to the story I was telling you about. So once this ABS business owner was able to get the book into the hands of the doctor and the doctor's wife, and then what did that lead to? Well, it led to them setting up a phone call and a demonstration of the software. This is where this group of people who are already ABS business owners, who are there to help you answer any of your potential clients' questions, can get on these calls with you along with your doctor. because you're not going to know all the answers to the questions that the doctor is going to ask. These folks will because they've been around for quite some time. So this is another added bonus to you of showing you how you look like the expert, because you could say, you know what, doctor, that's a great question. I'm going to have my colleague here answer the question, which would be one of the ABS business owners. And they're not trying to get the client from you. What they're trying to do is help you get the client, because guess what? They're paying it forward because it's happened to them as well. And so wouldn't it be great to not only you've got the training that you need, you become now the expert because you've got a book that's you've written a forward to, you've got Dr. Vicki Rackner helping you, and then you've got a colleague that you're brought to the table when it's time to do what's called your practice analysis, and the doctor's asking questions and other staff members may be asking questions, and you kind of know how to answer it. But because they've done it for so long, they can answer it maybe just a little bit better than you can here in the beginning. That's what's showing your expertise right from the very beginning. And again, it's all because you're part of the nation's largest group and certified group of medical revenue managers with the MERMA organization. So remember, so far, what we've already gone through is getting you set up for success by having you become trustworthy because of what you've learned. Number two, now that you become the expert, now we're going to put you in front of these doctors as the expert and support you as the expert. Now, the third thing that comes along, step number three, is what you need to do to separate yourself from all others that are out there. And one of the ways that we have done that for you is provide you more than just medical billing services, and that is through the iClaim EMRX platform. Now, although that we've got that, and I'm going to share with you even a little bit about that a little bit more, there are other services that a lot of doctors need and sometimes don't even know where to go get the help. Well, I'll start at the top. You can see that first one up there is called virtual care. Now, this was birthed again out of the pandemic that we just went through a few years ago, when doctors couldn't see patients because they couldn't get their patients to come in the office. Because remember, we couldn't even socialize together, much less hardly even get to the doctor's office. So the virtual care actually gave birth, or the pandemic kind of gave birth to virtual care, which means that doctors are able to monitor the vital signs of patients from their home, either through the internet or through a cellular service. Ours is a cellular service, so that means if a patient has one of our devices, they can actually send their blood pressure, their pulse, their oxygen levels, maybe even their maybe they're a diabetic and they need to keep up with their blood sugar. All of that will go directly to the doctor, and letting the doctor know whether they're within range or if they're out of range, then that doctor can immediately start helping that patient. Now, what does that mean for you? It means that there's a new revenue stream that actually happens for the doctor. And whether you do the billing for the doctor or not, you're actually making a revenue stream out of that as well. Obviously, if you're doing the billing, you're getting a little bit of both of that world. Then there's AuditGuard and CodeWrite. Those have to do with coding. So those of you that are on the call today, you might be a little concerned about coding and you don't have the expertise in coding. We actually have that as a support mechanism for you. Again, you can see everything that we've gotten up to this point is to help support you in the right direction. Then we have Quick Collect and AuditGuard. Quick Collect and Choice Pay. Those two kind of go together because those have to do with obviously collections. What does a doctor do about collections? Compliancy Guard has to do with HIPAA compliancy. Every year, the doctors and their staffs need to go through new HIPAA compliancy training. And that way that you can provide that for the doctors. Then there's AutoCard, and there's some great things that happen there. But I want to reach over to this next little section here, which is about our award-winning class of medical billing platforms. I'm showing two of the three that we actually have right now. One is, you can see, is already you can see on the right-hand side, it is there as iClaim and EMRX. The one next to it to the left is also iClaim and EMRX, but they are two different platforms with two different types of services, specifically for each types of need of doctors that are out there. There are some doctors that need to keep up with inventory. The one on the left might be a little bit better to take care of inventory, like creams and lotions and call it potions or whatever it might be, or even, DME equipment like uh, you know, crutches and anything else like that that the doctor might need to keep up there in their office. If the doctors are just very heavily into seeing patients that they need to get them through, the one on the right might be the best one. But then we actually have another one that is out there. So what we're going to be able to do is help you choose which platform is going to be the best fit for you and for the doctor. So that's what we're going to be able to do, is help you with that. Step number 4, you can't forget about getting referrals. That's the biggest thing as we're kind of getting some things going here, is that you need to get referrals. And we're going to show you how to get referrals, and hopefully without a lot of what you would think of cold calling, because we don't want you to go cold call. What we want you to do is learn how to get referrals. And one of the best things is learning how to build strategic partnerships with people who are already doing business with doctors. Obviously, there are a lot of people out there that are already doing business with doctors. And it could be everything from a drug rep, a pharmaceutical rep, to medical equipment reps, to real estate people, to attorneys, to contractors, to a lot of different people. We're going to show you how to build that part of your business, because we know that referral networking is the #1 method for our business owners of getting their first client. I'm going to go back to the story I've been talking to you about. How did that ABS business owner, brand new, get in front of that doctor? That person was given a referral from another referral. This is how it works, folks. This is how ABS teaches you and steps you to success. But again, we can not only show you through that, but we have all the things that you're going to need to getting your business up and running. And it could be even your websites and everything else that all comes through what you need to do. Finally, the last thing that we're talking about is step number 5, and that's when you've got your referrals, how to nurture those contacts there. That's one of the biggest areas the world sometimes leaves off that last step, and you don't get to complete the full loop here. So what we're able to do, we're able to show you how to use all of the marketing material that you're given here, all of the postcards that come in with it. We're going to show you how to do that through a drip marketing campaign, which again is, I'm going to kind of go back over here to this little area. You see that little white box way to the left that says auto card. That's not only for just the doctors, but there's also a drip marketing campaign for yourself that will produce these postcards to the right. They're not e-cards. They're real, true cards that get mailed to the doctor, that kind of keeps you in front of the doctor at all time. So as I kind of wrap up here, at least for this first 30 minutes here, what is the common theme have you been able to see? Well, the common theme here is that ABS is here to help step you every step of the way to your success. Now, I've gone through what's been known as the 5 secrets to medical billing success. Those are the 5 steps that I've just taken you through. And so I understand that some of you may have to leave a little early, so I'm going to show you where you can go get this and get even more detail from us. If you'll go to our website, up to the front top page, you'll see a little blue box up there in the right-hand corner. It says, download our 5 secrets to success. If you haven't already done this, you can just put your first and last name and your email address, and then that'll get you access. Now, don't worry that you're going to get bombarded by a whole bunch of calls. It all gets rerouted back to the business person that your business coach that you're working here with American Business Systems. But what you will do, you'll receive a link in order for you to be able to download this. And if you'd like to print it out, you certainly can. And it will go into so much more detail than I've been able to go over with you this afternoon. But what you can do is download this, and when you go back and watch this over again, now you can kind of go through it, take some notes as I've gone through it, because I added a lot of content that are not in the PDF. So you can kind of go back through it and kind of get the best of both worlds. Now, as we're getting ready to hit the bottom of the hour, what I'd like for you to do, if there's anybody that's on here, you got questions that you'd like for me to answer for you, I'll be happy to hang out for another 10, 15, 20, even another 30 minutes if you'd like for me to help answer some of your questions. But to kind of wrap it up again, for those that are going to be watching on our YouTube channel, you'll see that we've gone through these 5 essential steps to having success in medical billing. And again, go back to the front part of our website, get that, and you can get it downloaded, and then you can kind of come back and watch it again. But I don't want to leave this section right here without telling those that might have to pop off about our 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, this is something we offer every single Wednesday, and we offer this to everybody that's come into ABS, and it's been given to everybody that I know that's been here that at least I've helped over the last 18 years. So this is something that you can always have access to. Now, it used to be, when we used to do training, it used to be that you had about 5 days. But now, since we do things a little differently, and we're really confident in what we have today, we actually give a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that starts the day in which you get started with us here at ABS. You go through the entire week, maybe a week and a half of training, and then you still have another week and a half to 2 weeks still to make your decision as to whether you want to stick around with ABS and let us partner with you to help you get into medical revenue cycle management. So what are some of the next steps you might need to take is not only can you get that 5 steps, but you can also request a research guide. That research guide is about 60 to 65 pages long. You can actually ask for that and get that downloaded. You've heard me talk a lot about already about our YouTube channel. You can find all of our content, all of our past recorded webinars on youtube.com/YABS. Now, the other thing that I want you to do is get back with your business coach and get set up and get a list of some folks that you can actually talk to. Some of those people that I shared with you earlier that could actually help you whenever you're in front of your doctor, those people are available right now to help coach you and see if this is the right business model for you. They'll be happy to talk with you, to kind of they'll share with you what their successes were, what some of their failures were, but why they stuck with medical billing as long as they have. So be able to set that up with your business coach to talk with some other business owners here at ABS. The other thing that you need to do with your business coach is go through a live demo. Remember, I'm talking to you about now we have 3 different platforms, but one of them that we can showcase with you and kind of just show you how medical billing actually works is a live demonstration. Now, what you're going to learn out of this is 2 things. Number one, you're going to learn the importance of the software that you're getting with the business package here. And number 2, what you're going to learn is how we're going to help you get that business when you got time to when you purchased and now you're marketing to your doctors. And what I mean by that is whenever it's time to contact and engage with your doctor and you might have another additional help, we're part of that help. We'll actually do the demonstration of the software to the doctor as well. The 5th thing you need to do is get the link to the purchase agreement. That purchase agreement is about 5 pages long. It shouldn't take you any more than 10 to 15 minutes to read through. On the front page has that 30-day money back guarantee. And then the last thing you can do is get your funding and kind of get everything ready. And you could be starting your training as early as next week. Folks, here we are, the first week of April, if you can believe that here. We're already in the first week of April. And folks, it's going to take you, like I said, probably about a couple of weeks to kind of get some things started. So people always ask us, when was the soonest do you think I can get a client? Well, the soonest you can get a client is as soon as you start getting your training done. You're not going to be able to get a client without the training. And whenever you go through the training class, you're going to learn how to go out there and build your business and network your business. Now, from there, it could take you anywhere from 2 to 3 months. It could take you a little bit longer, depending if you're doing this part-time or full-time. It's really going to be up to you. It's kind of what you put into it is really what you're going to get out of it. So, folks, those that are watching us on our YouTube channel, thank you for joining us, watching us. I thank you for your time. For those that would like to stay on a little bit longer so I can answer some questions, I'll be happy to do that right now. And again, for those that will be watching from YouTube, thank you for joining us.